brace off just because it looks really dumb and I just realized that I had it on. You are here in time for Take It From Tara, and I have a bevy of beauties with me. Hello, everyone. How are you guys today? Sit back and relax. This is going to be a long conversation, and I want you to just be not exhausted by the end of it. So I don't know if you've ever heard of this word, but it's something that it just kind of evokes a bygone era. And I love it because it has to do with fashion. And anything that the Yascones are involved in is always fascinating. So 3 things. We're at the Coach House on Frankfurt Avenue, which is owned by the Yascone sisters and their mom. Love them all. Love Faith and Joy and Glenda, of course. We don't want to forget her. And we also are with Caroline Knopp, who is going to be waving through the camera.
Hello, everyone.
There she is. We'll pop her in here to have a conversation with us a little bit later, too. And the most important part of today is that we're celebrating this wonderful thing that I'm going to let the founder called Bespoke.
Yes.
Louisville Bespoke, and it's going to be a fabulous fashion show. And Yumilka is the person who came up with this whole idea. And then 3 designers, I-10, Sheila, and Renee, who are here. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, tell you a little bit about them too, and just find out more about what this whole concept of Bespoke is. Do you want to come in and sit down for a minute?
Sure.
Come on in.
I don't want to put my shoes on.
You don't have to. Just come on in. This is Faith Yascone. She's awesome, and she's dressed because she's going to model that beautiful piece, which I love. So welcome. And the shoes are wonderful. You don't. Yeah, you can just leave the one off and be comfortable.
Just one off.
Just one off.
Just a one off.
They call it a one off, exactly.
I gotta be like even. OCD in the house.
I'm going to start with Yumilka and let her tell the whole story about Louisville Bespoke.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Bespoke was birthed about 3 years ago here in Louisville, Kentucky. I moved to Louisville, Kentucky about 4 years ago. I lived in Cincinnati and worked in corporate America for a long time. And when I came to Louisville, I wasn't sure what I was going to be doing here, but I got involved in a lot of different nonprofits and started to connect with different communities. And I have always had this love for fashion. I learned how to sew when I was 18.
Wow.
Because in Venezuela, you don't go out and buy a dress.
You have
it made. You usually have it made.
Interesting.
And so when I used to go and get my dresses made, I always came home angry and like, I don't like this, I didn't do it right. And my mother said, okay, let's put you in some sewing lessons.
There you go. That's the key
so
right there.
I learned how to sew at 18, made all my own outfits from there on. And so I wanted to do something with that, but instead of me doing my own line, I kind of wanted to bring in the fashion community and people who were interested in fashion. And so that's where this idea came about, to do this sort of incubator of sorts, lab of sorts, with people who were emerging designers or wanted to show accessories or anything in that realm, or even blogging or photographers, anybody that loved fashion in some way or another.
Cool.
So that's kind of how it all came to be.
So what is the origin of the word bespoke?
So bespoke means made to order. So this, like you said, comes from an old English word, and it used to be when men used to have their suits made.
Yes.
So it was a bespoke suit. But it was really interesting when I decided to use this name. There was nothing called bespoke. There wasn't anything. I had to Google it, and then maybe one person was using it. Now it's everywhere. Like you have kitchens that are bespoke.
Yep.
Everything's bespoke.
Really adapted.
Anything that's handmade or that is made to order is bespoke.
That's so cool. I love it. So as we begin to talk about this, you're going to get the idea this is going to be a pretty big event, and it's scheduled in the excitement of Derby, obviously, coming up, which is going to be a really cool thing. And did you just come up with this idea this year for the first time, or have we seen this fashion show before and have I just not been aware of it?
Yeah, it's the 3rd annual fashion show.
Caroline, where have I been? Jeez Louise, I don't know. I'm just so happy we found these people.
It's one of the most phenomenal fashion shows. I could say that I would
I feel like I don't have to move in order to be happy. I feel like I can live my best life in Louisville, Kentucky. And it's because of people like Yamilka. And they put themselves out there, and they put it all on the line. And I mean, it's high risk when you're like in a place like Kentucky. I mean, like, you're the innovator. You're the first person who goes. And I mean, there are wonderful people out here that are doing it. And I just feel like Yamilka did it best.
What's Marie's name who says throw everything away unless it gives you joy?
Oh yes, the girl from Netflix. I was watching her.
What's her name? Marie Kona or something?
I don't know. I don't know,
but I thought of that when you said, it brings me joy, and it does bring you joy. I mean, this brings me joy to be able to gather a bunch of powerful women in the same place and talk about what we can accomplish when we put our heads together.
And
yes,
the
I know you like
Yascones
that.
have been the supporters from the beginning. They funded the Kickstarter. And Faith has been amazing and so supportive and rattles everybody and gets things done. Thank you, Faith.
Gotta rattle those cages, girl.
When the last hour, I'm the best person in the last hour because I just push. And everybody's like, oh, so you're finally coming through. I was like, no, I was just waiting to see what you were going to do.
Hang on to your wallets, people. Faith's on the way.
Yes.
She's going to shake you down for her favorite charity. This is awesome.
I need money.
Now.
Yamilka.
So I-10, I love that. I love that name, and we were joking about this, but it's true. They were trying to sell me an I-10, which is why which is why I can say your name.
See, I actually have a funny story because I met my husband online. He used to live here, and I'm from Egypt. We are both from Egypt, but he lived here. So one time he sent me a text message, and he's saying, I'm on Highway I-10, and I thought he meant he loved me.
Oh,
he was actually driving on Highway I-10 in Florida.
Oh, that's hysterical.
And he corrected me.
What a great story. Oh my
Did you read
God.
I love you too?
That is too cute for words. I love that. I-10, Highway I-10. So tell me about your fashion. You're from Egypt, and how long have you been in the United States?
This is my 11th year. We spent the first 6 in Florida, and then in June will be 5 years in Louisville.
And what brought you up here?
My husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like all of us.
Like all of us.
Oh, really? Cool.
But it's worth it.
Born here.
So I studied fashion. Oh, what?
Unwrap that mic.
Oh,
cord.
sorry.
There you go. Push your mic up a little bit more.
Okay.
There you go. Just a little bit higher in your jacket. Yeah, if you play with cords like this, then you hear. Yeah, there you go. Okay, go ahead.
I studied a little bit of fashion design in Egypt, specifically for theater design and like when you make a play. So I studied how to design the set for that and the costumes for all the characters.
Cool.
I've been drawing dresses my whole life, but I've never really made one myself. Like I designed for myself, for my family, for my friends, but I've never made one myself. And I never really used this education until I met Yamilka, and she kind of made me do it.
And did you two meet online also?
Oh. So best
internet
friends,
brings
swipe left for
everyone.
best friend, swipe right for best friend.
The internet brings everyone together.
It
so.
does.
We actually, a mutual friend set us up together, and we went to meet. It was
On
like
Facebook.
Of course, there you go. Like a blind date. Like I saw her walking into the restaurant, and I wasn't sure that's her. And she went to another person, and she started talking to her. I'm like, this is gonna be fun.
She's like, couldn't you recognize me?
I'm like,
And
look at
I'm
me, like,
I've been
come on,
looking
look
at
at this
so many
part.
people lately. I don't even know who's who anymore.
I love that.
And then she told me about it, and I thought it was a great idea, especially for people who are like me or look like me or who are not from here. I thought this was a great idea to kind of break barriers and show people in a different way that, hey, we have Middle Eastern, Arab, Muslims, strong people here who are out there trying to do things. And I always wanted to change people's ideas about us, but I didn't want to do it the traditional way where I just go out there and talk about what we do. I feel like actions speak louder than words. And just my presence, my existence in events like that, I think without me having to say a word, it will automatically start pushing the conversation in a different direction.
I love that.
So it's, to me, more about the representation. I mean, I hope my designs don't make me look like a fool, but
I seriously doubt it. I'm wearing one.
Is this one of yours?
yes.
Oh my
Yes.
God, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
They should be
Sure.
Yeah, we'll just don't. Yeah, take
I
your
want
mic.
model
Take your mic off
Okay, dear.
and just hand it to Renee.
Renee,
watch it
I
for
don't
you
want
for
to
a second.
ruin this.
And then there's a little black mark right there that you want to stay behind.
Okay.
And just walk and do your little fashion. There you go. Caroline's watching. Our famous photographer, Caroline Kanab.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. She's going to show it off.
Yeah, let me know what I look like.
Oh, you look great.
Yay.
She's got a tiny little cute figure and it fits perfectly.
Yes. Yes.
Is this a 2?
It's a size 12. I'm joking.
You're tiny, itty bitty. That's adorable. I love that.
I love it.
An
I
extra 10, that's
Kind
beautiful.
of has the hips, but it gets the.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it extra accentuates it.
Spring.
And this is just a preview because nobody else gets to see this except the people watching the show.
That's pretty cool. I love it. Okay, put your mic back on so we can hear you.
Yes, dear.
Yeah,
Next
all
time
of
you
them-
jump in
Yes,
with
my
an
love.
exciting thing, go ahead.
My love.
They're made in Egypt. Like all the dresses are actually made in Egypt. My mom came to visit and she brought because that's why it was so rushed. She calls me like 2 weeks before this meeting happened. I'm like, oh my God, Mom, you have to bring me dresses. So we rush and design and we're trying to finish them up here. So
I love it. So I want to welcome a few friends. Ellen Elizabeth Jones, Anna White Menges, and Eric Cooper are watching. Marlon Gaines. Everybody's saying hi. Kim Summers is watching. Melanie Armstrong, Don Birch, Lee Chotner. Thank you guys for tuning in to Take It From Tara. We're talking about Bespoke, which is a wonderful concept that we're going to be discussing and continuing to explain for those of you who are unfamiliar with the word. And it's something that, as I said, just reminds me of old times and something so cool about it, but yet so fresh and so contemporary. So this is an exciting part of our pre-derby because obviously that would be fabulous.
Oh, wow.
At derby
I
events.
think I know who needs to be gifted this.
I know. She not only takes your money, she takes your clothes. Great fundraiser, this one. So Faith Yascone. Renee, introduce yourself.
My name is Renee Kotarski. I'm the owner of Anastasi Fashion Brand, and I met Yamilka. I actually stalked her.
Online?
Yeah,
Yes,
online.
of course.
I went to design school in Atlanta, Georgia, a long time ago. So I have a fashion design degree, an associate's degree in fashion merchandising, and I'm also a seminary graduate. But I said I would never design clothes again, and I was approached at the KMAC. I was commenting the owner of the little shop there on a scarf that she had on, and I was like, oh, I design clothes. I used to design clothes.
How
and she
perfect.
said, yeah, and she said, well, you should put something in the KMAC. And so I did.
That's coming up soon, too.
Yeah, I did that in 2017.
Cool.
And then after that, I was like, oh, well, that was kind of fun. So then I got online, and that's when I ran across Yamilka.
You found her.
Yes, and some other designers, and there was even a place where she ate, and I was like, I mean, my husband went there. I was like, yeah, Yamilka, she ate there, so we went and we ate there. But then one day I was like, I'm gonna go talk to her, and I did, and I went upstairs to Bespoke, and I talked to her, and she was just the sweetest person, and she just put so much. I was like, okay, it is possible. So much enkerment in me. It is possible for me to get into design again. And I was
She went to the same restaurant every day until you were there too. When she said stalking you, she meant it seriously. Do you want to tell us what restaurant it was?
Yeah, what
Oh, it's Con Huervos. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Con Huervos is wonderful. We eat there all the time. It's right down the street.
And another weird thing happened. One day I was feeling discouraged. I was so stressed out, and I was sketching, and I looked up, and there was Yamilka, and she was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Oh, hi," and then I was all revived again. So yeah, she's just like an anchor or something. It's
I
awesome.
absolutely love it. So she is the cornerstone of this entire thing. Sheila, introduce yourself.
I'm Sheila Nobles, and I'm one part of CK Nobles Millinery. My partner, C. Kevin Swansea, and I have designed hats for 18 years now. Now we brought the whole family in, though.
Oh,
My
wonderful.
son is designing feather ties and bow ties and hats. My other son is an amazing makeup artist. He's done work for Chanel and Urban Decay.
Cool.
And my son's girlfriend, Jen, is doing the handmade Semay hats. So
beautiful.
we have so much fun working together.
And did Kevin tell you that he and I have known each other for about
yes,
30
for a long
years?
Time. And he's really good at telling stories, so I was dying to hear some of the stories
our
he would tell
lifetime
me.
of friendship is just, that's so funny, the 1 degree of separation that
Exactly.
Louisville has. So get to the point. We're talking about a wonderful event that's going to be taking place in April. And everybody here, well, obviously the PR maven of Louisville, Simply PR's Caroline Knopp, is promoting it, so it's going to be a huge success.
Yes, of course.
I'm sure you guys are making a mad crosstown dash to all of the media outlets, which is
Yes.
fabulous.
Lucky.
And and I'm really glad to hear that because, I just always like to get it as early as I can because then, then it just kind of goes down the trail.
Yeah, you can get off.
I like to give you all of the detail in an hour's time and then those 30-second bits and 2 minutes and 7 minutes here and there. People can get little teeny pieces of it, but they can always come back to Facebook and they can look at this again and see what you've got and see her in her beautiful dress and see all of these beautiful women who are fabulous designers, and I love that too. When you start this whole process of getting the fashion show itself together, how do you do it? I mean, how do you recruit these designers? Do you use the same ones every year? Do you audition for new ones? Where do you find the beautiful models like that young lady who's sitting over there and this young lady who's sitting right here?
It's been 3 years in the making. I mean, like you just found me this year. I will say it's building every year. The first year I did it, I had this idea of like, let's do a fashion show. Why not? We can make it happen. And people are like, okay, find, designers here in Louisville. And I'm like, okay, how hard could that be? I started searching everywhere, online, on the newspapers. One would tell me about the other.
Isn't that amazing?
I literally called and I found at that time, I found 30 local designers that were making all different kinds of things.
So this is 1/10 of the designers that you found in Louisville.
Yes.
Wow.
And then every year somebody else comes up and says, I'd like to be part of it, and then some of them leave and go other places. So it's just like a ebb and flow of these designers that come in and go of the city. So I took it upon myself to do that. The first 2 years I did it, I had the designers do the models.
Yes.
But then I had an experience where they did the models and the designers, so I decided to take that on. Because I can.
Yes, of
do
course.
everything. And so I took that on last year, and I thought it was a great experience just to meet them one-on-one and talk to them and connect them. I have somebody who was living here who moved to Atlanta who's kind of managing all that with me, so that's great. I have some help this year. Good. And I have an advisory board, which Faith is part of.
Wow, great.
And so there are about 10 of us on there, and they have helped immensely with everything.
Fantastic.
So, I mean, it's like a community job, and it's come together over the years, but, it's just fun.
Johanna Carol Craig is watching, or so I should say Jonna, sorry, that's the wrong one. Michelle James, Brad Leedy, Brenda Davidson, Amber Clark, Angela Leet, Emily Clement, all watching. Thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. We appreciate you. Just so you know, we will ask you to share this and share this page with all of you because, as we know, you get a lot of views after the fact.
Yes.
So the more shares, the more views, and we'll get several thousand views in the process.
I agree with that 100%. And Yumilika, I just want to really reiterate, her first fashion show kicked the door down.
I'm glad you said that.
Phenomenal. And I was planning to go. We were in this Women on Fire group, and for some reason I missed it. And I was in my favorite restaurant, Ward 426, and I was sitting there, and I was like, I feel like I missed something, And I was like, oh, the freaking fashion show. And then the lady behind me, the husband said, oh, yeah, you missed out. She showed me the whole video. I actually teared up because I was so upset. I was so upset. It was in my it's a local thing, and I missed it.
But you got a good meal.
I got a great meal.
It
did.
The first first year,
get it right
though, the first year, we did it in a warehouse that had no bathrooms. We had a porta potty. And what I love about this show, it's so diverse.
She does things in airplane hangars. Don't feel bad.
Yes, it's raw. It was raw.
What I love about this show is that we have people from all walks of life.
Yes.
And that's why we do it. And we have tickets that are less expensive so people can afford to come.
Yes, good.
And then we have VIP tickets to pay for the show. You know,
Sure.
this is an expensive
Yes.
show to have. So we need all the support we can get.
So we'll get the 1% to pay for all the rest of us.
Yes,
Yes,
right?
we need that, please. Support.
So where is the location this year?
Well, the last 3 years it's been at the Speed Museum.
Okay.
So
And we
it's
love
at the
it.
Speed Museum. And it's just a beautiful place.
It is. It's a fabulous venue.
And I think the designers deserve a fabulous
Yes,
I
they
do too.
We
Yep.
appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a spectacular place, and I've done a lot of shows out there because they have a lot of venues, and we always like to show off where things are going to take place. So the Speed Museum date,
April 12th.
April 12th, is that a Saturday?
It's a Friday.
Friday evening?
It's always Friday evening.
Oh,
It's
wow.
always been on Friday evening.
Cool.
And we do a 6 to 7 VIP so they can mingle and meet, the board and the designers and whoever's around.
And what are those tickets going to cost?
The VIPs are $95. They include
Still
2
very
drink
little.
tickets.
Yeah.
The first 2 rows. The VIP tickets are almost sold out. So if you want a VIP ticket,
You better get on
need
it.
to get it on it now.
Absolutely.
And then we have reserved seating. Those are $55, but those don't include drinks. And
So it'll be a
then
cash
they
bar at
have
that point?
They have a sitting, cash
Cash
bar.
bar at that point.
And then we have just general admission, which is standing.
Okay.
We always have lots of standing people. And
So it's
those
like
are
New York
$35.
Fashion Week,
Yes.
basically. You got the top seats, you got the middle tier, and then you got the SROs in the back.
But
Perfect.
tomorrow we're doing a special event.
At the Champagne.
Yes.
My favorite place, even though I don't drink a bit. I love the Champagnery.
I do too.
Charlotte Stengel and Brad and Eric are just absolutely fantastic. And of course, Eric Wentworth co-owns the Hub with Talmadge Collins, and he and his aunt and uncle went in on the Champagnery and have created this wonderful, delightful spot in Clifton,
Yes.
which is at Pope Street on Frankfurt, right across from Silver Dollar and the Hilltop Tavern. And it's just got such je ne sais quoi. I mean, it's just got this really
Sex
good
appeal.
feel to it, and the fun people come, and they will give you a board of charcuterie, and you can have all these different tastes and flavors, and they'll bring a flight. I know this because I've watched my friends do it a million times. They bring a flight of champagne, and then you taste the champagne, and you taste the the fruits and the cheeses and bread. It's just so much fun. And the people who work there really know their stuff.
Yes,
and
they do.
I was there for Galentine's Day.
I went just before that, and Eric was there, and he made me a non-alcoholic beverage.
Yeah, he
It
makes
was
me mocktails.
perfection.
Yes.
Oh, I need to try one of
Yes,
those.
so
then.
good.
Mocktails
So
are
good.
good.
I'm allergic, so
So am I.
to alcohol. I
Yeah,
get
it's a
red.
real thing.
I
It's
get
a real
red. I get drunk with one sip.
No, we don't want that.
One sip.
Or just champagne?
All
All of it.
alcohol.
Oh, wow.
I
Because
don't
you can't
have.
metabolize it.
I don't have the enzyme that digests alcohol.
Yeah.
So.
Good for
But
you.
a mocktail sounds good.
She
Yeah,
gets hot.
mocktails are
But about the
delicious.
champagnery,
Yes.
we have, for those of you who hate to pay that Eventbrite fee,
Yes.
which all the tickets are sold on Eventbrite, you're going to get $5 off the ticket if you buy a bubbly.
Oh,
tomorrow.
wow.
Yeah.
So you literally will come to the Champagnery, have a glass of champagne, and you'll get the little, a voucher or something?
You
To
can
buy the
either
ticket?
purchase it right there.
Oh,
I'm
good.
taking credit cards.
Great.
Cash. I'm taking cash. Or
For
if
the
you-
actual show.
Or you can
Yes.
I can just, we can do it through Eventbrite as well, and there's a $5 coupon you can take off.
Clever.
So there's a few ways of paying.
We're making it so easy for
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
And you get to meet the models and the designers.
Yeah.
And there's actually people that don't like websites.
Yeah, I
And
don't
so
know.
they've
All of
asked
you
me-
guys obviously do because you all met on Facebook or online.
So they asked me they're going to come just to get their ticket in person. So that too. And plus the first 20 people who buy their bubbly and buy their ticket get to be in a sort of, they get to put their name and do a limo ride, one-way limo ride to the speed the day of the show.
Oh my God, that's fabulous.
Thank you to Limo,
Jason Smith.
Jason.
That's
Jason
fabulous.
Smith and Madison from Matt's Gallery.
I love
Yeah.
that. I'll have to meet them at their destination and live cast them as they get into the limo.
Yes, they have
And
an
then
awesome
hop
limo
out at
service.
the speed. Oh, that is so cool.
Extremely patient.
I love that. That's
I love
fantastic.
that.
So, Renee, where did you get your degree? You said you were in Atlanta.
AIU Atlanta.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah,
I'm
but
an
you know
old
what?
person.
Those are really, really impressive degrees too.
Yes,
I love
it
that.
is.
When did you figure out you could design clothes?
When I was in high school, I don't know, I always liked makeup, and I was always putting it on when I was too young, and I liked to sketch. You know, I knew that I could draw when I was very small, and
That's cool.
I just liked fashion. I was like, I think I'm going to do this to my mother. I told my mother, so she bought me a machine and a mannequin, and I started, and then I told her I wanted to go to school in London, but she thought I was too immature, so I stayed home for a while, got an associate's in fashion merchandising.
Good.
So then I went off to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
gosh, that's
awesome.
just amazing. And I'm looking, all of you guys have the most beautiful eyes.
That's
Just
makeup.
That is, and part of it is makeup because, you know, you can put on a clothing, and if you don't finish the palette, so to speak, you know, it's kind of, I mean, do you guys actually do makeup and hair recommendations when you sell a beautiful design like this one? I mean, would you tell...
I've done it for Derby.
Have you?
We did the best thing. One of the two best stories Kevin and I have is we've actually done Derby entries last minute. And Cowtown Cat saw us in the official Derby magazine. She designed hats for movies and dresses for movies, but wanted us to do her hat because of our story. So that was great. You know, their colors were brown, white, and black. Well, then she said, I'm not going to have time to find a dress. So I actually got her dress. They flew in on a private plane to Lexington, had dinner with us, and we did everything.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
she's
we've
an
had a lot of
icon.
great stories.
She's actually an
She is an
icon, a
icon.
hat icon in Louisville, Kentucky. She's being very modest, but she has done it all, and she's been around for a while, like she said. But she's phenomenally humble, and I love that about Sheila.
We've
I do
had a
too.
great career. And Kevin is so much fun. I mean, we designed...
Kevin is fun.
He's hilarious.
He's also a fabulous actor, FYI.
He is. He's
He
doing The
appears-
Wizard of Oz. He's actually producing that.
He's
now.
actually
Wow.
directing
Yeah.
the one over at
Yes.
Clark's, the Little Theater, and he
Yes.
appears in a lot of the stuff at Jewish Community Center, right?
Yes.
At the center stage.
Yes.
Oh my
but we're
goodness.
talking about doing a book of our stories in Derby because I
Yeah.
don't think people would ever believe some of the stories that have happened. I mean, amazing
You've
things.
kind of stepped into the very large shoes of Frank Olive.
Kevin worked with Frank
I know.
Olive.
I
We
remember
actually
that.
have his and Tommy Hilfiger.
Yep.
You know, a lot of people don't know that. We just like to have fun. We love to put a hat on a woman and just see her whole face change, the way she walks.
Frank Olive was a very, very famous hat
Yes.
designer, and
Yeah.
he just did
Amazing.
amazing thing. Everybody wore hats. Everybody who was anybody wore a Frank Olive hat in
Exactly.
Louisville.
Yes.
He really did the Derby
was
thing.
amazing.
Big time.
I've never been to Derby.
Oh, my goodness.
Girl,
I just thought I'd put that out there.
girl.
You're coming with me. Get
And I
ready.
know
You're
where
gonna
you
wear
can
wedge
get
shoes. Wear
You-
wedge
You just got hooked
Yeah.
up, baby.
wedge
You just got hooked up.
shoes.
You know, in Louisville,
Do something about it.
typically people who live in Louisville, unless they're really involved in the social scene, don't necessarily go to the track during Derby.
Yes, that's
but
true.
thank God we've got a big racing season twice a year. We've got
Yes.
spring
Yeah,
and fall
you can go
racing.
anytime.
So you can go anytime. And the best time for people to come visit actually is not during Derby. We prefer that people not come to see us during Derby. Hint, hint. and then
Although we're having a lot of Derby wears and the fashion
Yes,
show,
yes.
we are.
Yes, and but you know, we can all get dressed up and go out to the track and wear these beautiful ladies' designs. Talk to me about the whole sketching part of it. How important is art to dress design?
I was just talking to her. I was looking at that hat over there because
Yeah, that's magnificent.
I could look at something and just come up with a dress, but I looked at that hat over there. There's this skirt that I'm making, and so I want to use those. We're going to get together. I'm going to use those flowers.
It's collaboration.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
really
and we're
what
gonna
this
bond
whole
that.
show
Yeah.
is about. It's
This is
about
twice we've collaborated.
collaborating.
Connectivity.
You're
We're doing
also
something for
collaborating with the
Caribbean
bathing
Heat.
suits,
Yes.
the Caribbean Heat.
Yes, we are.
So that's really exciting. But you had mentioned something that I want to make sure that everybody knows.
Yes.
And it's that this year we're supporting the women's suffrage movement.
Mm-hmm.
So the right to vote, 20 years is celebrated next year, 2020, and we're doing a soft launch. I've been part of the committee for this, and that's the reason. I wasn't sure if I was going to do the show this year because it's so much work, but that's the reason that got me excited to really do it again and keep doing it, was this fact about really, all these people that came before us that did all this work,
Right.
we have to show this appreciation, and we have to make sure that the youngins, the people who are in school now, are demonstrating that vote and being able to participate in these events and do these things. So we have a little bit of a 1920s theme.
I love that.
And so although not each designer gets to kind of tell what kind of makeup they have, because they all kind of have to share, we're doing this 1920s sort of theme all around all the models.
She's an expert at that. They just did Prohibition
I
Christmas
know,
here.
they do
Yeah.
amazing.
Actually, has some fabulous.
Perfect.
Actually, Faith is doing her vintage collection. We haven't
Awesome.
seen any of it.
No,
She's gonna
I'm
start
very
the show.
closed off, because it's my prized possessions. I've always wanted to frame them and put them on the wall, because it's wool, and you get them one moth and it's eaten alive.
Yeah.
This is wool. And
Hermetically seal them.
yeah, I know that's exactly what I'm planning on doing. But first, they're going to be in the fashion show, and then I'm going to take them. I took them in a storage. It was like going down memory lane. And because I've been collecting swimsuits in Louisville, Kentucky, and all of the iconic places to go, because my mom always took me to thrift stores, and I didn't realize what I had, but I would always buy swimming suits. And I was like, Mom, I love pinup models. And she's like, okay, I love them too. Let's just go for it. And so, lucky, since I was like 7 years old, I've been collecting swimsuits that, like, I thought they were expensive at the time, but I realized the value of what they are, and I'm very grateful to have them.
So you
and
can have
use
your
them for
very own
them.
Miss America pageant swimsuit show.
Yes,
That'd be perfect.
all of the wool crotch
Exactly.
down.
Exactly. So comfortable too. I
So
can't imagine why
comfortable, no
anyone ever
itching
wore
going
those.
on at all.
Good Lord, that's just
Don't tell
amazing.
the models that.
Oh my! I'm gonna make sure everything's like fresh and beautiful, and like we're gonna put it on for 5 minutes and have it sized down, and then I'm like, just forget what you experienced just now. It's not gonna shape at all.
Sheila Bishop tuned in. Rich Horning, one of Louisville's finest attorneys, is watching. Tommy Richardson, L.S. Cheek, James Green. Thank you guys so much for being with us. We appreciate
Green,
it.
I know
James Green, yeah, I tell you what, everybody tunes in to see people that they love. When there's a Take It From Tara and there's a familiar name like this young lady, we have, just people just kind of pour on. And then, as I said, you share it afterwards and more people see it. So you guys will have a great crowd for this event. I'm confident about that. And tomorrow night at the Champagnery, what time are we starting?
5:30.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Get
that'll
there
be
early.
Just come from work.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, leave work early.
Yes.
Just get out of there. Don't take lunch. Just go.
Yeah, just
go to
go.
the Champagnery. Have some fun. So this is going to be a great deal of fun. And I want to ask you, I-10, what about fashion? The difference between Egyptian fashion and American fashion?
Well, the main difference is in the taste of people. Like in the fabrics, for example, like this kind of fabric is very common to be used over there, and
What is that?
it's
Is it
called
lace?
guipure, and I don't know. It's not lace.
Not
it's
lace.
called guipure, and I'm not. It's a French word. I'm sure I'm not saying it right, but
Just say it with confidence. Nobody will know the difference.
There you go.
It's something
I don't think the French would find that very funny.
I know they would not.
That's cool. It's really cool. Does
Yeah.
it feel like lace?
It
Faith?
feels like
does.
lace, but it
It's
seems like
thicker.
it holds its weight a lot better. It's not gonna ride up on you.
It doesn't look like it's going to wrinkle either.
No, it's
No,
not.
no.
It's not.
It's
It can hold up to the
undestructible.
fakie.
Cool. Very cool. So,
Yeah, and also a lot of beading. This is very common over there. A lot of beading, a lot of handwork. Like this dress was hand sewn by a person. Like it's not, Yeah, it's like
bespoke.
wow.
Not a-
It's,
yeah.
It's made to order.
I guess it was made for me. And look, I got my necklace on.
It's one of a kind. That's really cool.
I'm joking.
Yep. So yeah, actually, it is one of a kind. So so that's the difference. It's more like what she said about Venezuela, where you want to wear buy a dress. Most of the time, we go and have it made for us. Sorry for my allergies. It's killing me.
Mm-hmm.
So my
Same
voice
here.
is
I
gonna
have
keep
water.
changing. I'm the same person, I promise.
I'm gonna get you some water.
Oh well, yep. Thank you.
That would be great. Yes, grab her some water. Perfect. Look at that. Our little hostess with
Thank you
water. Caroline, water. Garçon, water. No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. So I think this is fascinating, really, because a lot of people have never had the opportunity to sit down and really have a conversation with a true fashion designer. I mean, there are 30 of you in Louisville that you know about, but that's a lot in a small area that we really share, a few square miles of Louisville. 30 people who are known designers, and to be able to pull 3 of the finest right here into this room is just such an honor.
And I think it helps us keep the designers here when we actually have an outlet, and they can actually make moves and stay here. And that's one thing my mother always taught me, is to bloom where you're planted. I didn't believe her, so I moved away many times, from Korea to New York to I lived in Chicago for a long time. I love Chicago.
Yeah.
But I realized, you know what? It's not going to work because my mom's subliminal, so I had to come back here and make it work.
You said, there's no place like home.
No, there's no place like
And then
home.
you clicked your heels together
And then I
came
came
back.
right back home.
I love that. And that's been a great success story, too, I mean, for all of you. And from Atlanta, you started out in Louisville, Renee?
Yes, and
Born and raised?
it's interesting listening to her say that, because I said I would never live here, but
Didn't you try
you
everything?
are.
yeah.
You tried it all, right?
Yeah, I've been at Atlanta, Arizona, Florida, but like they were saying, my husband is why I stayed here, so why I'm still here.
Isn't that fun?
It's going to be fabulous. We're going to make it beautiful.
Okay.
And Kevin is the reason you stay here, Sheila.
Well, the funny thing about that is Kevin and I went to high school together, and I married my high school sweetheart.
Oh,
so
my
we've all been
gosh.
friends. I have a twin. We've all been friends for all these years. But I would like to shout out to you, Yamilka, because doing this for 18 years myself, and designing hats, and trust me, I have plenty of competition in Louisville. I always said to people, the media would show so-and-so from wherever and whatever, and I'm like, that's great, because I love all designers.
Yes.
I'm very much that person that appreciates other
But
things.
focus on the locals.
But focus on the locals. And if I do anything with you guys, that's kind of what I want to say is they have amazing stories.
Always.
They have amazing stories of how they got to design, why they're in Louisville, who they work with. Great stories. So give them an opportunity to show their stuff. You won't be disappointed. I never am when I meet them, ever.
I love this. So we're going to go around the circle one more time, because I want Faith and Renee and Sheila and I-10 and Yamilka to introduce themselves and tell you who they are, because we're moving into the second half hour. And Joyce Lichtenstein just tuned in. Talk about a fashionable woman.
Yay.
She's a Renaissance woman. She can do everything.
Love that.
She can bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan, and never let you forget. That you're amazing. Is that the Anjali commercial? Do we remember? Do you remember Anjali?
Sure.
Cause I'm a woman. Remember that? Anjali.
Oh,
Sing it, Caroline.
Yeah, sing it, girl.
Yeah. And never let you forget you're a man.
Cause I'm a woman.
She didn't need a microphone. You can hear her all the way over here. So this is what we do when we get together and we have fun. I have a great here. Listen, I can hear you're on a delay on my monitor phone, so we can hear you singing your song. That's so funny. We're going to go around the circle again and let everybody introduce themselves so they can tell you why we're here, and that's going to be Yamilka's job because she's the founder of Louisville Bespoke. Go for it, Faith.
Hello, my name is Faith Hope Yascone, and I am fashion chair of Bespoke, as Virginia Speed tells me to say it right, because I always say Bespoke. Louisville Fashion Show happening April 12th, and I just want to support all the locals, and I'm here at the Frankfurt Avenue Coach House with my friends.
And my
No.
I love you.
We're all friends now.
Yes, you're my best.
Renee.
And I'm Renee Kotarski, owner of Anastasia Fashion, and I'm here as one of the designers with Louisville Bespoke, and here to talk about how great Yamilka is, and I'm happy to be with all these other fellow designers.
Fantastic. Sheila.
I'm Sheila Nobles. I'm one of the owners, designers of CK Nobles Millinery. And like I said, we've done it for 18 years. These are amazing women. It's worth it just to come and meet these ladies because they're so enthusiastic about what they do, and they have all this energy, and I think that's great. So come see our designs. If you need a derby hat, a dress, if you need anything, it's going to be at the Bespoke Show, and it's going to be a local designer, and it's going to be amazing.
And because it's in April, it gives you plenty of time
Yes.
to be able to check it out, and you could even have your own dress made in time.
Exactly.
I'm thinking. Go for it, I-10.
Hi, this is Aitan Khalil. I'm from Egypt, and I'm a first-time Louisville Bespoke designer. Bespoke. Wrong?
Bespoke.
Bespoke. I say bespoke.
What would be the Egyptian word for bespoke?
Made to order.
Made to order would be tafsil.
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 I love that.
Made to
That's beautiful.
So everybody come see us tomorrow and come see us in April 12th. And my husband, you better start watching.
Yes, husband. Where are you?
Okay, Yamilka, the founder.
Yes, so my name is Yamilka Rodriguez. I am the founder of Louisville Bespoke, and I do this for the love of all these people that put their hard work in. I do want to say just one quick thing. We always invite a guest designer from outside of the area, and this year it's Atlanta, so that's
Caribbean Heat.
Caribbean Heat. And we also have a few men.
Really?
So we're excited about that.
That'll be fun.
Yes, local too.
So yeah, we have Edward Taylor, who's a young, really talented individual, and he's going to have his outfits. He's also helping a few other things here and there. And we also have Caribbean Heat is also a male
And
designer.
then Justin.
Oh wait,
Justin
his name
from
is
Bassett.
Caribbean Heat? Holy smoke, I don't even want to think about it.
No, his name is Michael Moment.
Oh, I think it's
Sorry.
ruined the image for me. Thinking somebody named Caribbean Heat. Put the handcuffs on Faith. That's all I can say.
I like some Caribbean Heat. I am single.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes, guys, I'm single.
Watch out, Caribbean Heat. She's after you.
Yes.
That sounds so exciting. I love
I
that.
can do some Caribbean dancing.
In that beautiful dress.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. So how many different designs are we actually showing off in Louisville Bespoke?
We have 8 different designers this year. We have a few sharing the stage because they wanted to come together. So that's always, we make it as flexible as needed. We love to help people kind of show what, this amazing. I have to say, Louisville has incredible talent, and not just from the accessories and the fashion show that we have. We have some vendors also showing their incredible talents. Like Joy just wrote her book; she'll be on one of the vendor tables. We have the storyteller.
That's her sister, by
Yes,
the way.
the power of divine timing, and then we have Sanctuary, a leather local cigar. He makes leathers, and don't we have that leather maker from before?
So we have Bare Naked Leather,
Yes.
who has, and then we also have Storyteller is new. Storyteller makes things from alpaca, and she has a lot of home goods.
Oh,
and she's
you got
incredible.
her?
Yes,
I heard everything about her, and everybody was like recommending her over and over
Really?
again. Yes.
So I'm
Wonderful.
really excited. And Annie St. Clair also said that she'd like to be a vendor. So some people don't really need to do this runway thing, but if they just want to come and show something that they sell, we still have. I don't know if we have any spots left, but call me. I might have to.
We'll make
find
it work
something.
for somebody who's like extra nice.
how many actual outfits does each designer show?
Well, we're doing 6 to 8, but we might have one that does one more.
Yeah.
We'll just see. I'm
It's going to be
flexible
a
that
very
way as
interesting
well.
show.
I have 9.
Very interesting show.
So for
9
how
too.
many? How long will the event be? If we start at 6, right, or 5? What time is the actual show starting?
It starts around 7:30. The actual show.
So the VIP is 6 to 7:30.
Yeah, no, the VIP is 6 to 7.
6
then
to
we
7.
let everybody else come in.
Okay.
And then they get to mingle and look at the vendor tables and
That's cool.
get a drink. And then we start around 7:30. This year we have a packed schedule. I am so
Yes.
excited because we have a ballet dancer.
Wonderful.
And we have 2 singers. And so we have
Do you want to throw some names out? You want to just go ahead and name drop?
Chanson and Shania are singing, and then we have Erica De La O.
Oh my gosh,
who's-
she's my favorite.
she's incredible.
She is
and
incredible.
she's doing a suffrage piece.
Oh,
And I'm not sure what it is, but
It'll
we
be
talked on the
beautiful.
phone a little bit yesterday, and I was like, "Wow, whatever you're doing, I'm in." And so we're really excited to kind of promote that as well. And what was that? Kind of like the dropping names, yeah.
yeah. I just want to know who the celebrities are, and Erica is enough to drag me out there.
And we have
Yes,
a finale.
I was waiting for it.
So Joy Yascone is doing
My sister.
Yes, is doing a community star. She's hosting a community star piece on the runway, and there'll be all these celebrities from Louisville.
Wow.
Fashion icons, the ones that
Yes.
always just kind of bring their personality. It's kind of hard to do sometimes because a lot of people make what you're doing about them when it's only about you. I believe fashion should represent who you are and actually give you light during the day and keep you motivated during the day. I think that's like the first thing, the first line of defense against having like a bad day.
And
is
the
to really feel
reason
good.
why we're doing this is because we want to show the community how if you use self-expression and show that outward, you're gonna have you can be a star as well.
Yes.
Like because it's all about self-expression. And so we're really excited about this piece and really honored to have all these amazing people who are going to walk this runway.
Representing their astrological sign.
Yes.
So she's actually going. Can I say? Can I say it? She's going to be walking as Pisces. It's just a coincidence that she's going to end the show. She's ending the show.
Here she comes.
Secrets.
She's ending the show.
And
It's
only on
amazing.
your show, the secrets, because we also have another secret that
so
we really
cool.
can't
We
talk
can't
about.
talk about,
Can't
but it's
talk about it.
massive.
But
I'm
if
gonna
you
say
go,
if you want
you
to buy
will
a ticket,
find out.
it's
Big.
It's massive. You can't even put it like we can't even talk about it. That's how big it is.
Tell me.
No,
You have to go to the show.
You have to go to the
That's
show.
all there is. You just have to go to the show.
You have to go.
So leading up to this, you've got several things going on, and the first and most important of which is tomorrow night, the
Yes.
Champagnery.
Yes.
So we want everybody to join us at the Champagnery at 5:30 and
Yes,
get some fun on, and get your tickets without paying the fee, which is really nice.
Yeah, and there'll be some of the board members will be there, some of the models,
Oh,
some of
good.
the designers, so
Good.
you can start
Get
mingling
some
and meeting.
inspiration. And then the gift bags we're doing are going to be amazing. It's glow.
Yes.
And that's actually a
swag bag.
Swag bag. Yes,
Just
it's not
like
a
at
gift
the
bag.
Oscars.
If you're at the VIP only,
Yes.
VIP tickets.
I'm telling you, VIP tickets, yes, and yes, because I know what's in those bags. And like, it is actually makeup that is like just minerals, right?
Yes,
and
my
it's-
son.
Yes, her son. And
Oh,
like,
we
we
love
love Andrew.
Andrew Noble.
He's amazing, isn't
I
he?
love him. He's
That's so
fabulous.
cute. I love
Anytime you're
that.
feeling down, just call Andrew Nobles. You're gonna have a really good
Oh,
time.
you will.
He
for
was raised
sure.
right. I'm just gonna say that.
Thank you. So we have the Champagnery tomorrow night, and then you're going to be on what news shows have you got them booked on? I know you're going to be. Come on over here for a second. Come on.
Okay, why?
Come on.
Yeah.
She's in between spinning. She's in between spinning classes at the J. I
Nice,
keep
have a
track.
5:30 class. Yes.
All right, I got it. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're going to be on several of the shows. So the morning shows, some early spots, on LKY with Ann Bowden, who we love,
Yes.
and Wave 3 with Dawn G.
32.
And, yes, 32. We got some HAS, and we got Terry Miners Radio.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, so it's going to be some good stuff, and
Yeah.
of course you kicking it off.
And I tell you what, you guys will have a great time because we have a wonderful media community.
Yes, we
you
do.
do.
Very grateful
supportive.
for the media community.
I am
Beyond
too.
grateful.
Very supportive,
Yes.
and you've got a lot of media people who are celebrities in their own right, because in Louisville we have basketball coaches and meteorologists.
Yes, we do. That's exactly right.
Who are on the news, get a lot of extra attention, and they're wonderful folks, and we really appreciate the fact that they're willing to always give their time, not only their airtime, but also as frequent hosts and MCs of events,
Absolutely.
and things like that. So a shout out to all of my peeps
Yeah.
in the community.
Wonderful people, wonderful peeps that you have.
Absolutely.
Very much
So, any last thoughts that you guys want to share before we let this beautiful young lady model? Because now, whose creation is this?
Beautiful.
All right, Renee.
I want one of those.
I want you come on out and do your
Sophisticated,
thing.
simple and beautiful. I love it.
Watch the talent of this young lady.
Yes.
And her name is Jalen.
Yes.
What? Jalen what?
Jalen Riley.
Jalen Riley. And where does Jalen go to school?
Henryville, Indiana.
Henryville, Indiana.
She's all the way from there to
That's
do this.
fabulous. And Dad came with her. That was so nice. That's lovely.
Yes.
Okay, so Renee, tell us about this beautiful design.
Okay, it's all linen. I wanted to do something a little minimalist because everything that I design, I noticed that it has something to do with the way that I live. I mean, it's totally changed from last year, just a little bit. I've always had like a little artistic, feel to it, but it's more
Some asymmetry.
Yeah, and I'm really going minimalist. I've like cleaned out my closets and like everything. So everything that I do is about using organic and just helping the environment. I saw a video when I was in New York about how the fashion industry is affecting the Ganges and all the rivers.
Yes.
And I don't want to be a part of that.
There
so,
you go. There you go.
Yeah, my brand is going to be totally towards supporting that. So yeah.
Fabulous.
Can I tell you something about this? I did a photo shoot with some of my fashion from the 20s and beyond, and they actually designed, this is right in line with that.
Oh,
it's
cool.
really insane because
So cool.
the cuff and the white and it's just, it's current though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll show it
right
to
there
you.
next to
Okay.
Faith, so that
Nice.
we've just got a nice shot of all of you as we're going out too. So I have to tell you something really
Dress for
cute.
success.
Exactly. That's
Yes.
perfect. You were talking about the suffragettes. Don't go away.
I won't.
The suffragettes. My grandmother used to tell me stories about Carrie Nation.
No way.
Carrie Nation used to take axes into the bars and cleave the bars with the axe to tell people that they were not going to drink.
Oh.
Wow.
So she was, and my grandmother, believe it or not, was a lawyer. So think about that. 1920, she passed the bar.
Wow.
I always said, you 50 years at the bar and you're not drunk yet. But the story, my great grandmother was born on the Oregon Trail in a covered wagon, so she belongs to the Covered Wagon Babies Society.
Maybe you should be on the
So
committee as well.
give me an axe.
so.
Give me an axe, baby. I'm gonna go for it. No,
You've
this is.
already had an axe. You've done the flying axes.
I know,
and you got a
Caroline.
bullseye.
Caroline got me down there. It took me the whole show. Before the show, I got a bullseye.
Yes.
I couldn't hit it for the life of me during the entire show, and at the end of the show, I got a bullseye. So she had. It's a really fun thing if you haven't done it.
Yes,
Yeah,
awesome.
and talking
really
about
do.
that, this year we chose Dress for Success
Yes.
as our charity.
Fabulous.
Louisville, Dress for Success Louisville,
Right.
I have to say. And they've been amazing.
So
amazing,
excited.
so supportive,
Yes.
Very easy to work with. And we're so excited to have them be the charity of the show.
Well, that makes sense too.
Well, and for folks who don't know what Dress for Success is, there are a lot of people who don't have the capacity to purchase clothing that is appropriate for interviews, for job interviews, for instance, or for going to work once you get a job. And Dress for Success has for a long time collected clothing in professional clothing particularly. Is it all for women still, or are they doing men's as well?
I think it's
Strictly
all
for
for women
women.
still.
And giving them the opportunity to be able to walk into an interview
No,
feeling
actually,
confident.
I think you're right.
I think
they've
they've
National
expanded.
might be,
expanded
but here in
out
Louisville.
to men's as well.
And whatever it is, this is great that you guys are giving the proceeds, some of the proceeds of the show to Dress for Success. Go for it,
I have a
Caroline.
question, Tara, because I know that some of the clothing will be, if someone likes it in the audience, can actually buy this or that dress.
Wow.
And I'm curious what the price points are of your dresses, as well as curious your price points of your awesome hats.
Okay.
Because they're beautiful. Like the hat you have on
you.
can go with so many different outfits. In my head, I'm
love all the
thinking
colors, the
I have an
green
orange dress that would look beautiful with instead of wearing That would be too much orange, but this would be a fun to go with
This
orange.
fascinator runs $200.
Okay.
That's an amazing price.
The completely covered
Beautiful.
one that you see up there runs $350.
Okay.
The red with a poppy runs $250, and
Nice.
the fascinator there runs $150.
And the
With
red
peacock.
poppy is going to match Renee's
Nice.
Yes,
dress
it
that
is.
she's-
Yes,
that she's
it
wearing.
is.
It's gonna
Beautiful.
be nice.
Fabulous. I
I'm
love
thinking
it.
that you should
Those are good
design it
points.
for
Yeah.
me.
Good price points.
Nice. How about this beautiful creation? Have we put a price on it yet?
I have not yet, but I don't think that any
$1
of my
million. Lots of money for Christmas success.
Yes, definitely 1 million.
She can do it. She can do it. It'll be perfect.
I love it.
And Renee, do you have a thought on this?
Yeah, my dresses are like 150 and up, 150 and up.
Very
Yeah.
reasonable.
Very reasonable.
See, that's what's so cool is that this is within reach.
Yeah.
These prices are within reach of, your average everyday woman.
I want everybody to be able to wear a hat. That's what
Yes.
Kevin and I said when we started designing and the time you put in it. I think the most expensive hat we sold was $800.
Wow.
But it was a major award winner.
Yes.
So we were like,
Yes.
and the time we put into it, and it's in a book.
Is that
so
the one Diane Sawyer wore?
No.
No, this is the one for.
This is the one that's in 101 Reasons to Come to the Kentucky Derby.
Oh,
and we
wonderful.
always laugh.
A little bit.
We always laugh because we beat the mint julep in the number. So me and Kevin are so excited about that.
absolutely.
Yeah, so that's a big deal.
That's
with it.
fantastic. I love
I
it.
love it.
Yeah.
So, if you are interested in the opportunity of a lifetime, obviously, to be part of the Louisville Bespoke Fashion Show that's going to be taking place in April, come to the Champagnery tomorrow night on Frankfurt Avenue at Pope Street. Enjoy the fun. There's no admission to get in to this event tomorrow night, but you can get a discount on the ticket that will take you to the show. The VIP prices are extraordinarily reasonable. I mean, under $100 for VIP pass for anything in the city, but
And
there are
I-
very few
yes.
left.
And
Very few
fashion
left.
needs a place to go. So we're giving you a place to go tomorrow on a Tuesday.
Exactly.
And so come out, wear your fashion that you want to wear, and just let's be friends.
Let's be friends. We're all friends now. This is
Yes.
fabulous. Thanks, you guys, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Caroline, go over there and shut that camera off, will you? And I will see you on Wednesday. Don't go away. And lots of pop-up Take It From Tara is taking place all around town. Thanks so much to Yumilka and to Iten and to Sheila and to Renee and to Faith and to Jalen and to Dan and to Caroline. I'm Tara. See you again.
Yay.